Despite all the success the Walt Disney Company has had at the box office recently, first quarter profits came in lower than expected. The company also scrapped Infinity, its video game line. Jason, they had 5 good years of not missing on profits, and that streak came to an end.
Well, it has to at some time, right? I mean, let's reset the bar here and maybe set those expectations a little bit lower so that next year they're easier to clear. I think the biggest question with Walt Disney to this point has always been in regard to ESPN and sort of how are they going to monetize this property going forward in the face of over-the-top programming and the big cable providers being more or less disrupted. It looked like ESPN really brought the results this quarter, though. I mean, operating income was up 9%. It looks like the part of the business is trending nicely in this current quarter. So, again, we kind of look at this ESPN situation as a question more of distribution as opposed to the actual platform itself. Maybe we're not going to have the big cable companies distributing all that content all over the place, but we're going to have skinnier bundles. We're going to have mobile technology, plenty of global channels out there for ESPN to be distributed, and I think that'll continue to do well. I think what's really impressive with what Disney has done, if you look back to 2006, since the acquisition of Pixar, and Bob Iger's gone on with Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, they have released 27 movies under the Pixar, Disney Animation, Marvel, and Lucasfilm brands. Of those 27 films, they've had an average global box office of about $770 million each. So these guys kill it on that front. But what the nice part about it is the way they're able to leverage that success into other parts of the business, whether it's consumer products or the parks, what have you. I think getting rid of the video game side of the business was a sensible thing to do. It was always the underperformer, and it's a lot easier just to license those properties out to the companies that do a better job there. And so really the next big question for Disney is going to be on leadership, and they didn't give us a whole lot of insight there. We know Iger is there until, I think, July of 2018 or something like that. It doesn't sound like he's going to re-up. I think they're really focusing on trying to figure out who they can get to replace him. But that'll be the big question that needs to be answered because he's obviously done a very, very good job.
Do you think 3 months from now they need to have an answer to that question? If not necessarily this is the person, but at least some sort of progress on the search to replace Iger?
Perhaps, but I think 3 months from now we're probably going to hear more about Disney Shanghai and a lot of the hype around that opening. This has been another one of those points of focus for Iger ever since he's been there, and so I think he's going to really want to focus on the success of that rather than the question of leadership. We have a little bit of time before we have to get that.